They say since they humble down Ramish, the party have no more rubbish. But when I look around, what do I see? Recycled politicians. I see kangaroos like a salmon from Logan, hopping from bandwagon to wagon. So they polish and shine, then fall back in line. But that cannot thief my mind. Jump high, jump low, whether sun or rain. I am falling for that again. It's the same faces, new administration, same faces, now in new position, same faces, with a brand new chief, UNC, the same bunch of scamming thieves. When the airport billions disappear, remember, Rudlal was right there. When the English bank account didn't declare, remember, Warner was right there. But they changed their pants and they changed their skirt, they changed their blouse and they changed their shirt, they even changed the style of their hair, but they had changed their stinking underwear. Change, I said to change. I wanna fly up to the sky.
Opening on the UNC because today Kamala busting mark on Faris, and that is nice for us in the Progressive Empowerment Party because we want both all the bus mark on each other. But Kamala, don't pretend you have the moral authority to come and run this country. Your party, the United National Congress, is devoid of integrity. And let me tell you why. Where were you and your battalion of lawyers when ISPAT was closed down? Where were you? Where were you when Metal, the steel mill, Lego, everybody? Where were you? Where were you? Where were you? In the 5 years and 6 months you were there, carrying workers begging for land to farm. Where were you when financiers building strip mall and Cineplex and I see plans for a go-kart racing circuit in the heart of Caroni land? Where were you with Bodie and Baji farmers looking for land to grow? Where were you? Where were you? Where were you and your battalion of lawyers right now for Petrotrin? Because I know the UNC get handled too, you know. The UNC get handled too. This is not how you operate. If we were in the opposition, the government couldn't shut Petrotrin down. They couldn't. We'd have tied them up until they came to the public. This is public business. The steel mill, the sugar factories, those were public business. The public should have had a say in what happened. Public should have had a say. Trinidad went from having a business for people to turn to for a job to having nothing, and the UNC sat there. The UNC sat there and allowed this PNM. And when I look behind the PNM and the people who pulling the PNM strings, it's people who was pulling UNC strings and benefiting from UDCOT and HTC contracts under Kamala. So miss me with your bullshit. You can't come out and talk about Calco and Roger Ganesh because what going on under the PNM was going on under the UNC. You can't talk about TN Ramnath. You can't talk about Junior Sammy because it's the same bunch of people working regardless, making money regardless of who in government. If you see the size of the blasted walkover, the building that they give Junior Sammy a contract, was that sole select or was there a request for proposals, tenders for that? What going to be a $50 million walkover by 4 roads? You want to know how big it is? The entire playground that belonged to the school that they hem to make the Diego Martin bypass, they take away the Charan playground. None. It is now, all of that is now the ramps to walk up, the walkover. But the UNC can't talk because all of those people out of work tonight, all of them are out of work because we have a corrupt government and a failed opposition. The entire parliament non-functional. There is nothing happening in that parliament of benefit to anybody but financiers of the PNM and the UNC. Nothing. There is nothing happening. And don't give me the bullshit about Kamala and she box drain billionaires. I don't want to hear that all they get a box drain and saying is we time now. Because Morva, Bitam, Lavatel and Sealot still waiting for their box drain. Don't think PNM caring about black people and leaving Indian people to suffer. PNM suffering everybody. If you think all you have it bad in the bush, come in the beat 'em. Come in the beat 'em. So miss us again with the bullshit and not taking it. With the man say, I'm not falling for that again. Paula Gopiskun jump out herself today and say recession done. The same way the PNM start the recession, they end it in time for elections to fool people. But Paula, you gotta hug this one up. You really have to hug this one up like you hug Obama. Seriously. I don't think people so stupid again. Because if people in Trinidad and Tobago fall for this stupidity again and choose PNM or UNC regardless of which skirt or pants or they're wearing, they look for what they get. And you see all them pictures they're seeing about people in Venezuela down inside river scooping up water. They feel 7 miles from here now. 7 miles from here, Trinidad was backwater compared to Venezuela. Venezuela was advanced. Venezuela was first world. They've destroyed it. Trinidad was always a ghetto. We was a ghetto with some buildings they built to thief money. But we still a ghetto. Nothing works. Spit from Napa into Belmont and see what they do Belmont people, but they gay Napa. And they gay Napa with Chinese construction. So they send people, Trini people, poor people to sit down inside of there and clap while asbestos falling on you. Cancelled carcinogens. Technology that the world move away from. Drop it on all you. Lincoln Douglas, as Minister of Culture, had to shut down Napa for 4 years and quietly go in there and change steel members because the whole building could have fallen. Chinese construction, made in China. Made in China. And the Progressive Empowerment Party wants to say, without fear of contradiction, that nothing that has been done by either government has been value for money to this country. And for as long as they continue, because today I put out some posts just to show people where they need to be thinking. And a woman answered me negatively. So I want to give you my post and I will tell you what she said. And then I will show you what Sean Sunarine, Deputy Chair of the Progressive Empowerment Party, responded to her. And the post says, until government ministers and members of parliament have to use public health by law, our public hospitals won't be fixed. Her response, you can't force people to use any medical health system. That is infringing on people's freedom of choice, especially as this system is highly incompetent. So don't agree with this. Now, I did not disrespect this woman at all. But I don't know who she thinks is responsible for how incompetent the system is. Who is responsible? And all the post wanted to say was that who cooked the food, eat from the pot. So I know the food got to eat. If the PNM don't want to go and use public health, what are we spending the $5 billion for? What are we spending the $5 billion for? She said she don't agree. I said you may not agree, but it makes sense. If the people cooking your food don't eat it, should you? Why would you? The standard of our public health is determined by these office holders. Unless they are made to use it, they would have no vested interest in making it better. She escalated her commitment to her bad decision, and she continued to add, no, but I'd rather live in a democracy where I have the right to choose. I don't think it makes sense. It borders on dictatorship, actually. But I don't know if she just misread, and then this could be an overlapping of that PNM education I keep hearing about. Because people in Trinidad and Tobago, there are a lot of people who read and do not understand what they read. So it was a back and forth of exchanges and exchanges. And I said in the end, ma'am, this is as democratic as it gets. This proposed rule is for public office holders only who have the power to fix our public health, to give them a vested interest and a reason to do so. It is still a democracy. They don't have to apply for public office if they are unwilling to do the blasted job. Sean Sunarine jumped in and said, question. Why don't the PM and the President of Canada and the US, respectively, go abroad for their health care? Why don't ministers from Australia and New Zealand go to the US for regular treatment like our ministers do? What do they all have in common that we don't have? What do they have access to that we couldn't? Our ministers spend over $5 billion a year in health for this country, which is enough to more than give us first world care times over. So why do they then have to seek it elsewhere? Why, Miss Rem? Why do they deserve it and we don't? Philip is right. Just as for healthcare, let the Minister of Works catch his ass for water like everyone else. I guarantee you, inside a year, his constituency will have a proper pipe-borne supply. Demanding equality, my dear, isn't dictatorship. It's the first step to real independence, something this country has never had. And he's right. Outlaw tank and pump. Outlaw it. So that the people, 1 week into no water, will be outside the MP office. What is going on? Outlaw pump and tank. So the whole cabinet meet, smelling stink, nasty. The Minister of Works and the Minister of Transport, mud on their face. Minister of Public Utilities smelling like he ain't bathed for a week because he ain't bathed for a week. Outlaw pump and tank. Let we deal with these things as they should be dealt with. I said in Barataria, you know, they're blocking this video. I said in Barataria, the Diego Martin River that starts in the hills at Diego Martin and ends at Westmoreland holds hundreds of millions of gallons of water. Just the Diego Martin River. Every constituency, Diego Martin, Maraval, Cascade, St. Anne's, Beetham, Laventille, Barataria, Sawa, Curep, Arang West, going all up the Arima, everybody have their river. And all those rivers hold hundreds of millions of gallons of water. Hundreds of millions. And we don't understand that in a real nation, sluice gates would have been applied at the mouths of those rivers, because whoever the monkey mechanic was, the rocket scientist who decided that the way to treat with water in Trinidad and Tobago was to catch the bounty of rain in the hills and dump it in the sea. That's what we do. That's what we do. Rain falling, pipe dry. Why? 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 You think I am the only person who understands that if you catch the water that falls magically from the sky, we will never sell another tank or pump in this country again? That if we caught and held the water falling magically from the sky, that we will never see a water truck on the road again? That if we caught and held the water falling magically from the sky, fire service wouldn't need tankers, hydrants would never be dry? But we don't, because we need to buy tankers from Farah and Thompson. We need to buy water trucks. We need to buy water tank and pump. You know how much billions of dollars water tank and water pump is in this country? We need that business to run. This is a country that don't solve cut problem. We sell Band-Aid. So you're getting cut and you're getting cut and you can stop getting cut, but why? When Band-Aid sales will stop. It is a simple concept. Put a sluice gate. Go to Holland and they will show you how easy it is to make that entire Diego Martin River into a dam. Diego Martin River, full from one rainfall, could hold enough water for the entire west coast of Trinidad for a year. All along the way, all along the river path, all along it. All along it, we could be putting retention ponds. All along it. All along it, we could be putting retention ponds. So this, besides holding what falls in the river and runs away, let us hold every couple thousand meters 1 million gallons of water. 1 million gallons of water. Let us empower our communities where water is concerned. Let us give our people the opportunity to pick up the water tank and the water pump and fling it in the sea. Know what I mean? Figuratively. Because we don't want to litter. But the truth of the matter is, tanks and pumps are a waste of precious yard space and electricity. It is a waste of money when we have more water than we could ever use. But we voted jackasses into office. We've not had an intelligent prime minister in this country's history. Let's see why. Why would you make a statement like that, Philip? Because we have no water. We are independent 56 years now. Rain has been falling every year. In Diego Martin, I was a first responder in 2 floods that leveled Diego Martin. I was a first responder in a flood that drowned Diego Martin. We could have that water still. Look at the flood that happened last year that cut off south from north. Weather water. And we just dealing with water. We're just talking about that. Christ, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, peace be upon him. All of the gods, old and new. Everywhere the freaking water floods, build a retention pond there. So you solve 2 problems. Flooding and no water. Because once we hold the water, we could then treat the water and distribute the water to everybody's tap 24/7. And all the money that people have to spend on pump and tank and electric bills running the pump, they could spend it taking their family out for a movie, for a dinner. It is an indictment against decency that the PNM and the UNC could come and talk clusterfuckery to you at election time and bullshit you about who thief more and who thief less, when what you need to be judging them by, because who thief more and who thief less is the job of the Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Prosecutions, if not also the Chairman of the Integrity Commission. They have people who work is that. Our job is to be concerned about what did you deliver? What did you deliver? What? What did you deliver in your term in office? We will measure you by your success, by your deliverables. What did you give us as our highly paid public servant? What? Because if you failed us, we will fire you. That's where we need to be. That's where we need to be. Tell Keith Rowley, tell him I say to tell him this. If everybody in this country can have water 24/7, fire your blasted self. And tell Kamala, don't even come knocking on my door, because you had 5 years, 6 months, and $300 billion to fix this country. Don't darken the doorway with your brand of bullshit again. It is time for real citizens, civic-minded patriots to stand up and fix these issues. You see the Faris, Calco, Junior Sammy, Namalco, T.N. Ramnath, Malcolm Jones, Calder Hart, Johnny O. You see all of that? That is Gary Griffith work. That is Roger Gaspard work. Our job is to make sure that we have water in the tap. Partner, that's what we hire you for. Not a bullshit we. Don't stunt for we. Don't go and sit down and you play with Hema ears and she play with your toes. We want to know, how come $3 trillion spent? $3 trillion spent in this country in 56 short years. A parrot does live longer than that. $3 trillion spent between the PNM and the UNC and a band of jackasses can solve something as simple as water in a country surrounded by it. Miss me with that bullshit. In a country that has, if you sink a well, water fly up. You can't solve this problem. that we get more rain than we could consume in a decade. You haven't figured out yet how a dam works, how a retention pond works. Miss me with your collective PNM UNC bullshit to the sycophants who defending it while your toilet full and your sink full and your tap and your tank empty. Miss me with your bullshit. Let me move on, because that was the first one. That was the first one, but Anjani Vashti Sukhdev jumped in and she told a little story. And I want to read Anjani's story because I want to applaud every single Trinidadian and Tobagoan who stands up and speaks out. I had to tell a young lady who made a beautiful video the other day. She said, Mr. Philip, I just don't want to get political. And I had to explain to her, love, everything you're talking about are political problems. And the only way to fix it is political solutions. And if you're not political, don't worry, politics into you. So make a choice, because standing on the sideline don't free you. It don't free you. This is what Anjani had to say. I remember when my daughter was about 5 years old, we had the following conversation. Angelina, Mommy, I know you're lying, you know. It don't really have a Santa Claus. Me. How you mean? Santa is real. Angelina. It don't have snow in Trinidad and nobody house have a chimney. Me. Well, Ange. In Trinidad, Santa does meet parents in the toy store and give them the toys for the children. Angelina, Mommy, I know you're lying. Try as I might in an attempt. This is Anjani Vashti Sukhdev. Try as I might in an attempt to preserve the childlike innocent wonder, I just couldn't fool my 5-year-old child. So I tell you the story. Most people know my disgust with the politics of both the PNM and UNC. Again, Anjani Vashti Sukhdev. The thing with the both of them is they apparently feel that the voting public of this country are like 5-year-old children who will just accept what is handed to them and never question it. And sadly, some of us do just that. Are too lazy to hold leaders to account. And so the voting demographics continue to be impinged by a maladaptive and bankrupt political culture. Leadership equals service. And service equals leadership. There is no substitute. Are you going to wake up and take the scales off your eyes or continue to slumber? I will stay woke and will encourage others to do the same. This is Anjani Vashti Sukhdev. Well said. You owe no political party any loyalty. Elected officials are put in position to serve. And when the time is right, my people, my humble request to you is that you recognize the power you have in your collective right index finger and vote the yellow and red non-performers out. Recognize what you deserve and demand it. Go to the front of the class, Anjani. Go to the front of the class. I want to hear all my people talking. So yeah, some of we will get fired. Yeah, some of we will get threatened. Yeah, they're going to make we life hard. Yeah, and then what? We will get government. And when we get government, we will repay the favor. We will repay it in spades. We will repay it. All those who write in checks now will have to honor it then. We will fix that. We will fix it all. We will come back and remind you, remember when you had power? Remember what you did with it? Judgment come. Judgment here. It is time. It is past time. 1 year is too much. 56 is madness. 56 years of no water in your tap. 56 years. And we arguing about who thief less and who less evil, who less worse, based on who hair texture match mine and who skin color match mine. 56 years of this? Come on, man. Ban water tanks. Ban water pumps. Ban it. Ban it. Let the cabinet reach in the Prime Minister's office smelling stink. They close rumful up. They hear all how. Let them come there and talk and tell the Minister of Public Utilities what the hell is going on. What is going on with the water? I ain't had no water by me for 6 months. Let that be the case. Next step, make it law that if a member of parliament or their family and a government minister or any parliamentarian, any of them get sick, General Hospital by law, Mount Hope by law, Scarborough by law, San Fernando. When your daughter ready to deliver, take her to that abortionist clinic. San Fernando General Hospital, where they're killing mother and child, black is freaking white. A couple weeks ago, they set a woman on fire. You're a member of parliament, you're a senator, you're a government minister, and you're sitting down on a hard chair because they had no way for your child. And you're coming, the people and them cabinet, to talk to the Minister of Health. What the frig going on with public health in this country? We're spending $5 billion a year and you have no doctors on shift. We're spending $5 billion a year and the person to talk to me is a security guard who look like he passed standard 3, who have a problem for every solution, whose only mission is to tell me to sit down and shut up and wait return. We're spending $5 billion a year for that, Mr. Minister of Health. I want that in the cabinet. I want that in the cabinet. I want the cabinet start late. 3 hours late, they're waiting with the blasted Minister of Finance. When he pull up, boy, if you see traffic by way, if you see traffic, because we outlaw blue lights. We outlaw blue lights. We outlaw siren. Cock your ass in the traffic. So the Minister of Finance will say, before we talk about anything, I hear all they want to talk about water, and I hear all they want to talk about public health, but let me talk about traffic, because if we can't get here to meet, we can't fix nothing. All of a sudden, things go and start to fix. Put the member of parliament to live in the community. Outlaw security guard in your house. No special branch. No police to protect you. Let the Minister of National Security come and sit down in the cabinet. Where all of them saying, my wife and children, them don't fly out. And they're telling me, if I want to stay in the family, I gotta leave too. Because this is a mad-ass country. We know 30 years now to secure the borders, but we can't do it yet. And we spend $90 billion on national security in the last 10 years. My family, I want me here. Let the minister, let the different ministers in the cabinet tell the Minister of National Security that. Let them tell them that. Let them say, we in fear. We have no water. We in traffic. The public health is shit. What we doing in this cabinet? And then somebody pop their hand. All you're talking. My child studied for the past 3 weeks round the clock. She is asleep. She have Fruit Loops and she is. She eating on the fly. There are no water for she to bathe. We send she in the exam stink. And she passed some Mokorapo Junior Secondary. So she in trouble. She's in trouble. I tried to pull a string, but they say that this is a new way of running the country. They have no string. Let ministers look their little children in the eye and say, listen, you didn't pass for a prestige school, but it is okay. We spend $5 billion a year on education. We will make sure your school works too. You see, if you take away the tax-free and the perks, a man tell me today, Brent Hector tell me, how will you attract talent? I said, partner, this is not a job where money attracts talent. This is position and prestige. You are a minister of government. You are a senator. You are a member of parliament. You are a prime minister. You already are somebody in society. Take a salary that pays your bills. I don't need to blow smoke up your ass to get you here. If you don't want the work, don't apply. You're doing like running Trinidad and Tobago is like taking the island and putting it on the moon. Fixing Trinidad and Tobago is management. I am showing you. Every single time we talk, I am showing you it is simple management. A bachelor degree is all you need to run this country. All them masters, you don't need a bachelor's degree, but you don't need all them masters and all them doctorate that they use it to fool you. Attract talent. When have we had talent? For all the money and all the perks and all the tax-free. When have we ever had talent in that parliament? Just name one thing that they did successfully. Forget me. Them jackasses who want to come on the live and fight me for talking the truth. Partner, if you're afraid knowledge, you're on the wrong wall. You're on the wrong wall. This is a nation where you pay for education through your taxes and then pay for exams for your children. Pay for water through your taxes and then pay for water tank, pay for water pump, pay for electricity bill and bribing the water truck driver to give water. This is a country where you pay for public health through your taxes and go in and mortgage your stones to take care of your loved ones in Sinclair and West Shore because you're afraid of that same public health. This is a nation broken by deliberate design so that stunting jackasses could come from poverty to live like kings on the top of Goodwood Park Hill and fool you through some puppets like Kamala and Keith to tell you who thief more and who thief less. Yes, Faris deserves a jail for one Alexandra Place. Kamala, he deserves a jail for one Alexandra Place, but you were in government, you were the Prime Minister, you and Ram Logan and Chandrish play foolish games with the people of this country. Don't come back now to talk about 3 Alexandra Place. He don't make him money. Don't come and tell us he get $100 million. He get $100 million from you. It's you do it, Kamala. You. So don't bullshit the people. We've never had a government, and for all of you who out there thinking you're too Indian to not vote UNC, watch me. It never worked for you. Unless Ish and Steve and Brian Quaitong cut you a check, a commission on what they get, hush, UNC don't work for nobody. Unless, hear me now. It is time for a better country, and you're not going to get a better country playing political games, bullshit games. You're not getting it. This is not about who you love. That is for Miss Universe and Mr. World. This is about who could do the job and who will do the job. This is about looking at what was done for the 56 years since we lowered the Union Jack and raised the red, white, and black. This is about that. If I tell you that we could solve water in 5 years and I show you Block Digo Martin River and that is all the water you need right there, well, tell me, who's the jackass? Me or you? Who's the jackass? I realized yesterday the whole day was All Fools Day. Not one All Fools joke. Not one on my WhatsApp. Not one on my private message. Nobody stopped me in the street and tell me an All Fools joke. Nobody called me on the phone and say, hear this one. You know why? Because the fools are us. The joke is on us. We know 365 days a year in Trinidad and Tobago is All Fools Day. 365 days. So on April 1st, they put Hamer to interview Rowley, to rub shit in your face, to tell you, watch how we don't care. Watch how we don't give a shit what you think. Sabga News Network, CNC3, raised the cost for us to broadcast on CNC3 by $10,000 arbitrarily. When they told us, last video we had to broadcast, they told us $18,000. Janice said we will find the money. Felicia and her crew in the finance team literally took night and made day and found the money. And Anthony and Joan Sinanan and Denise, Xavier and the Birchwood brothers and the rest of the overseas members and all of the people in the Progressive Empowerment Party that chip up at $5 and at $10 and at $20. All of you who joined the party and paid $20 for your membership. All of you who come and buy a shirt from Satish, all our money went to pay the last time we broadcast from South. And that broadcast from South rumbled the country. Because people hearing people talking things that making sense. You want to tell me all kind of thing about Philip Alexander, but the man making sense. Explain to me. He could be everything that you say that he is. Forget that. But explain to me, how come everything that he say sung true? And why can't you answer those questions? Why can't you, Keith Rowley, why can't you, Kamala Persad-Bissessar, answer the question as to why we have not yet secured this nation's borders, despite it being a known narco state? Why? Why? Why haven't we done it yet? Why haven't we done it yet? And Kendall Ramuta, who said no one watches CNC3 and all those shows again, I understand, but there is still a generation that don't have free, unfettered access to social media. And we're giving them it everywhere. We're on the radio, we're on public meetings, we meet every Saturday, we're going in the communities, we're doing everything we could. But we also go in on the TV too, for the people who want it on their TV. My mother and father like that. My mother and father is still in the house. And for the people who Navita Thomas who saying stop watching CNC3, I agree. But the broadcast license that Sabga News Network, that Nicholas Sabga and crew are abusing, belongs to the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago. It belongs to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And we need an organization, a real telecommunications association, not a PNM Dr. Prince run telecommunications association. We need a real telecommunications authority in this country to tell Sabga by law, by the constitution, the Progressive Empowerment Party has a right like the PNM and the UNC. And if what good for one ain't good for the other, we will shut you down. That's where the answer is. That's the solution. Equal time. More democracy, not less. More opportunity, not less. To all those little people who's trying to start up their independence, that we get 41 independents and bum rush the parliament, I'm telling them, I know you're fed up and I know you're frustrated, but that is not the solution. That is not the solution. The Progressive Empowerment Party meets all week. We meet 3 and 4 times a week. We have people working at this full time, planning every solution, looking at every problem, identifying what is wrong so we can come and tell you how to put it right. You can't do that by VAPs. You can't. You can't come up with policy on the hoof. You can't meet 41 people in the parliament, all of them now win the election and nobody know what anybody stand for. That's anarchy. Total anarchy. You could bounce up communists, socialists, capitalists, bottoms, and all of them fighting and arguing. Nobody can agree. How will you run the country? To the people who thinking an independent movement is the reaction to the PNM and the UNC, that is not a sensible reaction. And while it could flush the parliament of PNM and UNC, it will come back inside and fail because you will have no idea what is your education policy. What is your public health policy? What is your national security? Progressive Empowerment Party have a policy for everything. We have a policy, an animal rights policy called the Animal Bill of Rights. And we're going down tomorrow to join with Joel D'Souza and crew to stand in solidarity and say, yes, we support Gary Griffith and everybody else who's speaking up now. Because we've been in animal rights for decades. And we've been involved in helping and rescuing and rehoming and intervening. So we're happy to see something coming there. We're going to support that. The Progressive Empowerment Party has a plan to rein in the rapacious banking system with financial services regulations that will dictate and determine how interest is paid to put credit back into the economy so that others, besides those who have access to questionable barrels of money, there are businesses in this country that have a bottomless supply of finance and foreign exchange. And I don't understand where they get it from. And others going to the bank and the bank telling them cash for cash. Cash for cash. Then if you need $1 million from us to start your business, put $1 million in the bank. We will pay you no interest on it. We will lend you your $1 million and charge you 15% for the pleasure. So no, 41 independents cannot work. It cannot work. It will fail before it starts. They wouldn't even agree on a prime minister. They wouldn't agree on a cabinet. You would end up with 41 minister salaries. It wouldn't work. It cannot work. Do not be fooled by reactionary nonsense. The PNM and the UNC have abused your trust, have put their members in positions of authority where enforcement and oversight was supposed to take place. Those people who fail their fiduciary and other responsibilities to the country need to be investigated and prosecuted too. John Prince in Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago needs to be investigated and prosecuted for misbehavior in public office. In a real country, that would happen. In a real country, you couldn't hear the EBC decide rainfall, extend the voting hours when the president had read a writ. So it's either the EBC more powerful than the president no matter, or it is not a real country. Now we have to choose. We have to choose from those choices. Because until we decide, wait a freaking minute, it is time for this country to run like a real country. That until we could stand together as one people under one flag and say, we want a better Trinidad and Tobago, nothing going to change, nothing. Those two stunting jackasses, Rowley and Kamala, going to jam you over and over and over. Look, take a break, take a break.
Every day I sit and wonder how this sweet island gets so bitter. No salary but cost of living gets higher. We inhumane behavior, things don't turn upside down. Smiling faces becomes a frown. Guns the law, we now live in fear. People no longer seems to care. My heart is filled with pain and agony. I see a man begging for mercy. They rob him and they shoot up me body. I can't take no more. I pray for me safely. Sweetie auntie, bring it back. Land of the milk and honey, bring it back. Sweet family, the way that it used to be, like long ago. What was mine was yours too. Bring it back. Peace and harmony, my red, white and black country. All I see is darkness all over.
Straight bullets and we running for cover.
Shedding tears has become so natural. Humans behaving more like animals. No respect for values anymore.
Even the lawmakers breaking the law.
Who can we trust? Tell me who to save. Each day on that take us.
Dig new grave.
Rolling and rolling is the new brand launcher. New sizes of boxes we measure it. Nearly all household you're here in the morning. Live for a movie in Trinbago now showing. Sweetie auntie, bring it back. Land of the milk and honey, bring it back. Sweet family, the way that it used to be, Lord. Like a long ago, what was mine was yours too. Peace and harmony,
My red, white and black country. Live horror movie, the man say we don't show it.
I'm pleading with you. I'm pleading with you, Lord. Bring back the nation. Like his blood and crime take over. The rich and all feeling the pressure. People die like flies, yet we fight. What would it take for us to unite? Look how we children them going astray. And we hold on to faith each day. So all who hear the message and playing dumb, many go pay in time to come. So all the innocent lives they taking, the mind and the souls they corrupting. Everything has a price to pay. On that great, great judgment day. Sweetie auntie, land of the milk and honey. Sweet family, the way that it used to be. Like long ago, what was mine was yours. Peace and harmony, my red, white and black country.
and Harmony, that line, live horror movie, now showing in TNT. That's the truth. That's the truth. You are one phone call away from total madness. You are one phone call away from hearing that your loved one was driving in the road normal and one of these bandits on the shoulder pulling on him and he or she didn't let them in, and his bullets and cutlass and chop. And yes, we have a commissioner of police that will find them and get them. And what happened when they reach in the justice system that can't deal with them? What will happen to that? What will happen then? You are one bad news away. Listen, last night we did a live video. While we were doing the live video, we asked for donations to pay it to broadcast. We covered about 50% because halfway into the video we had an electrical emergency in the community and sparks were flying, and they told me that we had to shut down the power. So this is part 2 to that. To those of you who didn't get a chance yesterday evening to contribute to the kitty, Demily Jaikaran is on the thread, Satish Ramsaran, Felicia Holder, they are here, Janice Lemon Cricky, any of the members, Jenny C. Paul Gayadin, any of them that you see, they are here and they can help you, they can guide you how to make a donation, and you can make a donation as small as $50, as small as $100. We're trying to raise $30,000 to put the broadcast on CNC3 because we already spent the $5,000 to edit it and we have it ready. 30 minutes of a beautiful broadcast that again will rock the roots of the vampire system in this country. We want the average person to hear us. We want the average person to hear you. We want them to know that there is a choice, that it doesn't have to be this way, that everything could fix, that it is simple, counterintuitive, that it is easy, no brainer, no rocket scientist, that it could be done, that it should have been fixed, that it is only because governments have been corrupt for the last 56 years that it hasn't been. That we've designed a nation that takes the bounty of rainfall and wash it into the sea and then come back and tell the people we have no water, the dam's low. Trinidad and Tobago, we appeal to you right now, tonight, and I'm going to continue with you because I need to raise the rest of our money. We need our money and we will print that receipt. When Janice Lemon Cricky, the public relations officer of the Progressive Empowerment Party, puts those 30 pieces, $30,000, look how symbolic. When Janice puts those 30 pieces of silver in Sabga hand, because you know why they're doing this, eh? They're going to try and price us out of the market. They can't say no, because then we could sue them under the Equal Opportunities Act. So they're going to make it harder and harder, set the bar higher and higher. But we are asking you, because we're committed to this one, if you could please help us make a donation towards this broadcast, Trinidad and Tobago. We need your assistance and your help. Yeah? While you are organizing, because you're online here with me now, it is just a matter of clicking. Progress. It's just a matter of clicking on the PayPal link or messaging to any of the members and saying I would like to make a donation of $50 or $100. Last time we had people who made a couple people made $1,000 donation, which was fantastic. So if you could assist us, please, we're looking forward to it. You can message me. If you can't do it publicly and you need privacy to do it because you're afraid of victimization, message me directly.
If you can look as far as I see, within this great land we call TNT, there's birds and bees, rivers and seas, pretty woman bringing man to their knees. Treasures of this blessed land we always neglect like ISO and PAN. I find it so strange the way we arrange. Still this nation don't know how to change. Cause some change it might just mean a new car. Change could mean less than $1. To most change have this nice scent we usually get from the government. You see, change is something we always say, but every time we change things remain the same way. Things keep getting worse and worse, so this is what I propose. Let's change the change for a better nation. Change the change for all foundations. Change the change so that we could say that
this nation came from white down there.
I say change the change within the school systems.
Stop changing ministers and change what we teach them.
But things won't change despite all we do.
If change doesn't start with you. Please share the live video. It's murder, killings galore.
So much gunmen fighting meaningless war.
Can't tell you stay, can't tell you go.
But they still the land we used
Thank you,
to know.
David. Thank you, David.
Homeless,
Appreciate it.
every corner you meet, and they complimented by our dirty streets. Then we wonder why, in our sister isle, why they don't let Trinis to come and spend time. When you see change is much more than paving our old road, and change is greater than fixing a lamp pole. Change is about the whole nation and how we are portrayed when the party done. Who set the standards in my TNT? I really wish somebody here could tell me. It's just the same thing again and again,
Like we leaders don't use the brain.
so change within our country. Change so the whole world could see. Change for a better future, so we don't have to depend on our next mayor. Say change within this society. Otherwise we'll have a bandit factory. But things won't change despite all we do. If change doesn't start with you.
When you go to the bank tomorrow and you find out that you want to transfer a check from your account to a family member account in the same bank, they're going to charge you $45 for that. And all three banks are charging you that. So it's not like there is any competition, there is collusion, and there is nobody in the country protecting you against that. Why? Why? Why something as simple as that we can't enforce the law? Why? Are the Bankers Association of Trinidad and Tobago bribing governments to prevent government from providing the nation with the oversight that protects them for a plundering and rapacious banking sector? Why? Why we have nobody responsible for insurance companies? That if you are dutifully paying your insurance policy, that you pay your premium every month or every year, and you get in an accident or you need to make a claim. I know people who dealing with Cupin insurance that have to collect money, $30,000 that they put out to bury their mother. That's what the insurance was for, and the insurance company gave them stress. Gave them stress. Why we can't have somebody whose responsibility it is to tell them, hey, you owe the money. Why the owners must be on the insured to come now and sue a behemoth of a company that is using their money to pay for lawyers to fight them? That is insanity. There should be oversight in the country. There should be somebody that says, if the person was dutifully paid, if you were receiving their premiums under the terms of the policy, you have a moral responsibility and an ethical duty to pay the claim. And that if you don't, you take them to court, because the judge should award them 10 times the claim if you are found to be lying, using the court system to rob people. That's what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. That's what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago right now. Right now. We are restricted in the amount of private money when traveling. You know why? Because they don't want you to go shopping. They know. They just send them their wife and the children are brought to shop, but they don't want you to shop. You must come back here and spend money by Francis Fashion and Detour. You must come back and spend money by the 1%. They don't want you to shop abroad. They want to import it and then jam you and gouge you. Profit galore. Profit galore. That is what is destroying Trinidad and Tobago. Greed. Greed and more greed. How much money? How much money is enough money? How much is enough? You better a big house for yourself. You and your wife done, you better a big house for your wife. You better a big house for your 3 children. You better a big house for your outside child. You have a spare big car for when your big car spoil. You have money and thing outside. How much money is enough? How much you need to thief to feel like you matter, like you value, like you come from something, like you make yourself something in life? When do you realize that getting the trust of people and betraying it is the worst crime of all. Taking advantage of simple people, knowing that they're not educated enough to challenge the decisions that y'all are making and the things that y'all are doing, knowing that they're simple folk and all they really want is representation, water in their taps, education for their children, public health in case somebody gets sick, the ability to own a home. That is all they want. Government's first job was jobs. Government's first job was jobs. It still is. It is the responsibility of government to look after the well-being of all the citizens. That's their purpose. That's what you pay the parliament for. Without the people, you don't need the parliament. Without the people, you don't need the prime minister. Without the people, you don't need none of them. Their job is to serve you. They are public servants. That's it. Don't vote them into power, vote them into office. They come to you and they promise you, give them a mandate and say, go and do that. Don't do anything different. I didn't send you there to shut down Petrotrain. I didn't send you to shut down Caroni. Open it back. Talk to the people. Tell them what their options are. We've never had that. Each and every member of parliament was supposed to come to their constituency and convene a meeting. Convene a meeting and say, we want to shut Petrotrain down and here's why. Don't lecture the people. Don't talk at them. Don't stunt for them. These jackasses that we've put in power, put in office, have taken advantage of the power of that office, and that is misbehavior. Where is the justice in this country? You will never get it as long as you allow a criminal cabal owned by the contract mafia to operate every important seat of public service in Trinidad and Tobago. It is time to purge it and clean house. Black disinfectant, bleach and salt. It is time to change the names and change the game. It is time to make sure that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are represented, and like a rising tide lifts all boats, that all public office holders have one job, and that is to seek after the well-being of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's the rule. That's the rule. And if you can't do that job, fire yourself. If you don't want to do that job, don't apply for it. The terms of the job description is simple. Serve the people. Serve the people. That's the job. You will listen to talking heads and media. People talk all kind of shit. It's not shit you're looking to buy. You want sense, you want information. Tell me how it's supposed to work. Ask questions. Every Saturday at noon, the Progressive Empowerment Party. Ask people. Thousands of people have come to that office. Every Saturday at noon, the Progressive Empowerment Party has a meeting where you can come and ask questions. How is it supposed to work? I have watched educated people couldn't tell the difference between the president, the prime minister, the parliament, how laws are made, how they're enforced, how things are supposed to work. So of course you're going to lead them astray. Anil Raja, I don't want to hear any more about the Bacchanal. This is the last year government. They're on a feeding frenzy. In case they don't make it out, in case they don't make it back into government, they're looking to thief by grab and go. What you need to do, Anil Raja, is make sure that you help support this party financially. Get on board and join us and spread the message. Put a proper government in office so we can go after them and get that money back. Because I want to tell you, not 1 cent of the money that left this country is lost to the country. Put a proper government. Put me in the parliament. Put me in the parliament and you will know the name of every bandit, every white-collar criminal that has operated and plundered the offices and corridors of power in this country. Put Philip Edward Alexander in the parliament. I am telling you, single-handedly, I will bring the contract mafia to its knees. Put me there. You're watching how Gary Griffith getting the job done, simply doing the job? Put me there. We will fix it from the top down. We will make sure all of those who have taken advantage of public office and the public trust are prosecuted for it, and they will put every cent back. We will auction house and car from Goodwood Park Fairways, St. Clair and Gulfview. Put us in office. I am telling you, give me parliamentary privilege and you will see that parliament work. Put me in the parliament. And we will bring the contract mafia to its knees. You want a better country. You deserve a better country. And if you do, help us. We ask for your support. Tomorrow morning from 9 to noon, our radio show on 104.7, Janice, Tony, Felicia, and I will have PEP Market members, because on Sunday is PEP Market. And there will be PEP Market members giving stuff away. The entire show is a call-in, so be ready at 628-9595, 628-3131, and you could call in for the duration of the show, and you could win. You could get your name put in a jar. They're drawing a massive hamper of Easter egg hamper. It could be one lit show tomorrow between 9 and noon. on 104.7. So set your calendar right now. Be ready for that. This Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue, we there. We with you. Sunday, Pep Market, Lion Civic Center, turn down the pot. Food like that. And everybody could come and have a good time. They have stuff for the family. They have enough things for you. The overseas teams have sent barrels of stuff. We have real good things for you to shop. Those of you who have not yet registered, if you would like to be a vendor, there is a second-hand bazaar. If you have things that you have home, gently used, things that you don't need anymore, that you would like to turn into cash, come and rent a table. Reach out to the team. Reach out to the team. Our contact information, peptrinbago@gmail.com is our primary email address. 347-4PEP. peptt.com is our website. Pep app, PEP. It's the Pep app, and it's free to download on any app store. We have a Pep YouTube channel. Maya Khan operates the YouTube channel for us, and she could give you the link to that so that if you don't get it on Facebook, and if your family not getting Facebook but they get in YouTube, they can watch the live videos there. We're making sure that every single way that we can get past the 1% owned copy and paste propaganda publishing media, we are bringing it to you. Trinidad and Tobago, on the 14th of, I swear to you, on the 14th of April, we are in Sangre Grande. That graphic with the address and the information, it's a community center. 5 p.m. we in Grande. All the people on this live who are from Grande know that we're coming. 4 weeks after that, Tampuna Road office in Arima is opening. We're coming to establish the East Hub. If you would like to be a caretaker or to work with the caretaker teams in your constituency, reach out to Shari Wilson or Michelle Davis, and they will help you come on board and get involved. Or you could message me and I'll pass you on to the right people. Trinidad and Tobago, there is only one way to deal with this. Only one way. Only one way. We need to fix it. We need to stand up, join hands, stand together, one people under one flag. We need to dictate all of this that have taken place in the past 26 years. No more. Enough. No more lesser evil. No more who thief less. No more who thief more. No more who... None of that. Bullshit. Forget that. It is time to move forward as one united people under one flag. The Progressive Empowerment Party is here for you. playing, I am asking you, help us meet that target because we need to pay that bill. Janice Lemon Creaky will publish the receipt when we pay to put this video. We want that video broadcast on CNC3. Help us get it there. $26,000 plus VAT. We need your help.
If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the passing laws that them alone can float, when you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the building heights, south, east, west, north, and south, they said where you vote them in. Vote them out. Register and vote them out. Totally vote them out. State your finger and vote them out. Rescue the country. Vote them out with tempo. They happy in pain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again. If their policy is a fallacy, their bureaucracy a catastrophe, if they cannot cope and just seeing so, then your only hope is for them to go. Demand a debate. Demand CNC3 and TV6 broadcast 3 hours of debate. Put us in Queen's Hall. Put us on the stage. Put us in the Savannah. Public debate. Let the public write questions and send it up to the podium. And me, Kamala and Keith, all of we answer. Let that be how you choose your government. Let the people decide. Stop the bullshit now. Stop the propaganda. Stop the copy and paste and the lying. Give the people a real chance, a real voice, but you know they can't do that because we will hang them on their track record and they cannot steal pet ideas in public because we will ask them. I will work with all your manifestos. I work with Vision 2020 and Vision 2030. I say, Rowley, all of a sudden, all you know about shipping facilities. All of a sudden, all you know about decriminalizing marijuana. Wherever. All you speak that before. Kamala Prasad says, wherever all you talk this before. All of a sudden, all you listening to the Progressive Empowerment Party, listening to this live every night, reading our documentation, and trying to borrow and thief miss us with that bullshit. If you can, Trinidad and Tobago, if you can, we are asking, reach out to Felicia Holder, reach out to Debeli Jaikaran, reach out to Satish Ramsaran, reach out to any of the team members, make a contribution. You could use PayPal, you could send it via Western Union, any little bit helps. We need your assistance. If it is fabrication, these statements that they spout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is a frustration, because make you want to shout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. Before they just default, vote them out. Register and vote them out. All of them, vote them out. Stick your finger and vote them out. Them on the system, vote them out.
time to unite the people of this country, red, white, black, green, and every shade in between. It is time for that statement, how we vote is not how we party, to be thrown in the rubbish. It is time for us to stand together, no matter what color, no matter what culture, no matter our heritage, or which boat our ancestors come on. No matter who we pray to and who we lie down with in the night, those things don't matter. What matters is we are one people under one flag. This is our country and we're supposed to get better. We're supposed to have a government that understands that the well-being of the people is the reason and purpose for government. And if they can't do that job, you have the power, you have the authority, you have the responsibility to fire them.
If it is that injustice is what they always show, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out.
If it is that avarice is all they seem to know, when you're voting,
Vote them out, vote them out.
if it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When elections day come,
All bandits must go.
all vote.
Register and vote them out. If they don't see, vote them out. Say no finger and vote them out. Show them no mercy, vote them out. Vote them out with total scorn and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power,
Terminate their reign.
let's put our country together again.
I like how you say that, David. $1 spent today worth $1 million tomorrow. Invest in your future and that of your loved ones. The Progressive Empowerment Party lives to serve you. It was assembled as the People's Party. This is the People's Party. It will be the People's Government. People ask me if I will still continue to do these live videos every night. But of course, the Progressive Empowerment Party will usher the country into the digital age. If we get the chance and if we get the money after we balance the budget and take care of everything, we will make a transparent parliament for you to see, to come and stand and look and see from any point how your government works. As it belongs to you. Every seat in that parliament is yours. Every microphone, every chair, the speaker's salary, all of them, the mace, everything, the building is yours. It's yours. Act like it belongs to you. You are the heirs of this country. You are the deserving descendants, or your ancestors died for you to have a better Trinidad and Tobago. Come on. It is time for us to work together, to stand together and demand better. The country that you want for yourself and your loved ones' future starts with the decisions that you make right now. Look around. Look around. All you need to do is look around this country and you will see why we need to build a better political vehicle outside of everything that is in that parliament. We cannot continue to make excuses for dysfunctional, non-functional, malfunctioning government. It is not enough that they look like you. The axe handle made of wood, but it still reduces the tree to nothing. We need people who understand their role in society. Every one raindrop contributes to the flood. Let us make a flood and a tsunami of change in Trinidad and Tobago. The Orange Army belongs to you. We stand together with you. Stand with us. Let's make a better country. Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.